If you're about to travel to Chile, want to take an exchange year in Chile, or just want to know in general what the Chilean culture outside of school looks like, stay with me. Hello, I'm Latika, 16 years young and currently on exchange in Chile. After being here for 4.5 months, I wanted to share some culture shocks and things that feel very different to me compared to home with you. I think that this contains information that can be useful for everyone, since I will talk a lot about Chilean habits, food, nature, and economy. So, school deserves its completely own video. I haven't included it here. Quick disclaimer before we start, this is my personal experience. It does not mean that every Chilean is the same, and things can be very different across regions and across families. So I hope you don't take the information too seriously. Thanks. Let's dive in. Okay, first of all, Chilean habits. In general, I think that Chileans are super open and kind people. I got greeted super warmly when I got here. But I noticed very quickly that Chileans can be very spontaneous. So if you are trying to make plans in Chile, probably don't take it too seriously when people say, yeah, we're gonna make it this week, or just try to plan a lot of stuff your own. Because since I'm here, I got cancelled very often, or plans changed very quickly because no one was really planning or preparing the stuff that we were actually wanting to do. That also applies to Christmas and birthday gifts. I noticed that it is very common to buy a birthday or Christmas gift on the day of the birthday, and now also during Christmas time, the malls were super full on like the 23rd. Another thing is that people can be very unpunctual. So we often have plans here, and my family tells me that I should be ready at 7. And when I'm ready at 7, that means that they're going to be ready at 7:30, and we're probably going to leave at 8 to where we wanted to go. So I already know that I can take it easy and take some extra 15 to 30 minutes because it is not promised that we're going to be on time. And lastly, Chileans are using, I feel like, a lot of social media. Also in school, there are no restrictions with phones or anything like that. My host parents also don't watch news. They actually just check Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok to be on the latest catch. Let's come to my favorite category, food. So, Chilean cuisine is very, very tasty at first. We have a lot of diversity in the food here since we have a very long coastline. You get fish, you get crabs, and very, very tasty stuff. Also, I feel like meat is not as bougie as in Europe or Germany, especially. Like, you can actually get very cheap, good meat in the supermarket, so take advantage of that. What I noticed in the Chilean food habits is that usually Chilean families don't have eating times. They literally wake up and eat when they're hungry, and sometimes I got down at like 10 p.m. to say my family goodnight, and I noticed that they randomly ordered a pizza. That's another point, is that at least my family is ordering a lot of takeout. We have takeout around 4 to 5 times a week. And another thing is that Chileans really like to drink black tea, especially the older people, grandmas. I see them drink tea morning, evening, night, the whole day. Sometimes they also drink coffee in the evening, which is very strange, but okay. And Chileans put a lot of mayo on everything, literally everything. Like, we have food like completos, which is like a hot dog with avocado and tomato, and they put just an a crazy amount of mayo onto that completo. Sometimes we get pasta, and the sauce that we're going to use is mayo. We're just using mayo as pesto salad with mayo salad, basically using mayo as dressing for everything. Let's move on to nature and geography. I know you're thinking Torres del Paine, the desert of Atacama, but honestly, Chile has a lot more to offer than just that. The whole south area is very, very beautiful. Chile has a lot of waterfalls and generally rivers and a lot of water. We have a super long coastline, but because Chile is so thin, the winds here can get very, very strong. And winter can get very extreme and very cold, especially obviously in the region of the mountains. And we are in a region where the Earth's atmosphere is very, very thin. So in the summer, make sure to buy a lot of sunscreen because UV here is actually crazy. I think it's 37 degrees, but the UV might be up to 13. I honestly recommend if you're traveling to Chile to come in the time of November, December, because January, February is the holiday season here, so everything's bougier. But November, December, we have very, very nice climate, and everyone's still working, so it's not as bougie. Okay, so let's move on to economy. Those are really things where I needed a lot of time to notice them. Chileans don't really care about nature or their environment. Honestly, I see so much trash on the streets that it is honestly very, very difficult to believe in a green planet sometimes. But the weird thing is then when it comes to national parks, they don't even let you leave your banana peel. You have to take everything. Those are the most important things that you need to know when you want to visit Chile, when you want to travel to Chile. And if you want to take an exchange year, I'm going to make a video especially for exchange students and everything around school soon. Make sure to wait for that. I hope you have an amazing, amazing new year 2026 by now. Happy New Year. And I see you in the next one. Bye.